be so happy it happened.
Because again,
Since like Bin Laden and Saddam Hussein.
and you know why?
It's
and the reason
like,
why
yeah.
is because of the way they look at us. That's why.
Yeah.
It's because just for one time, that CEO got treated like some other nameless person on the street. That like they're used to. They live in a separate world.
Yeah.
They get the best healthcare in the world, and they're fucking million. They get everything. They get everything.
Dude got over $10 million before bonuses.
And
in
the
1
way-
year.
And how did he get that money? By cutting as much as he possibly could. And when he cuts, it's not like this isn't Frito-Lay. You know what I mean? This isn't like, oh, you know, which I do am mad about the fact that they're definitely putting less chips in the bags.
Oh, yeah.
We know those.
We know the
We know this.
shrinkflation.
Yeah,
Don't even
we
get me
know.
started.
Oh, that's you want to hear me really go, right? But you know, it's not that. All right, it's every time they cut, people die. So that's why there's that's why it's very charged. So I mean, this guy's gonna get the book thrown at him. We're gonna find out a lot more about
his
him.
jail life's going to be like? Do you think he's going to be a hero or
I think that eventually
they
he'll
don't
just.
care, right?
Nah, I don't know.
He's going to be in a federal prison
Yeah, I think that it depends. He's a young guy.
or touch state. It was a murder in New York.
Yeah, he'll go to federal prison.
Right, he should be in right.
I don't know. I actually don't know. They might have to protect him for a while. Who knows? But again, I think that he's also throwaway. Like fuck Luigi. Fuck, like that's not even about it. It's about the moment in time, and everyone's wondering why this why everybody's so angry and why they feel so justified. And it's just because this one single issue, it unites every single one of us.
Every person in America knows somebody who got very sick and couldn't afford their health care. Whether they helped them or they didn't, they know somebody, or they had someone in their family, or it was a parent or a child.
And guess when they fuck you? When you're at your most vulnerable.
Yeah.
They know it and they smell it in the water like sharks. They know that you're fucked.
that you have to pay.
You have to pay.
Honestly, I can't say on record enough that I don't condone this behavior.
No.
But I'm certainly very surprised it hasn't happened before.
Well, we'll see what happens. You know, I mean, we had one child. This is the second child assassin. Well, the first one wasn't an assassin because Trump never got shot. That is, I'm just saying that straight now. I'm not even going to fuck around with that anymore. Trump was never shot.
It doesn't seem like it.
No. So that was, we made a big deal over that guy. And now we're also going to see the media very much so try to shatter any sort of belief in Luigi Mangione, because unfortunately the internet requires you to have some form of moral purity, even if you're an assassin.
Yeah.
So they're going to come after his, like, you know, he'll probably have said the R word on a video somewhere, and then everyone's not going to care
get
anymore.
canceled now? Is he going to get canceled?
That's literally all they're going to do. But they're already, like, setting it all up because they're so
I
used
love
to...
you to murder someone, and then like, well, we're gonna have to cancel this guy.
It's just, unfortunately, that's how the internet works, because they're not really grasping how fucking serious everything is. They're just not, they cannot understand that we're joking ourselves to death. And this is from a comedian.
Yeah.
So it's hard. We have to figure out what's serious, what's not serious, what's funny about it. I think the funniest thing about Luigi Mangione is the fact that he could get his fucking eyebrows sculpted, and probably should have the second, because that was the only thing anybody recognized for him was his Groucho Marx fucking eyebrows.
He definitely should have got some credit, though. He was already in New York. Those eyebrows.
He didn't try hard enough.
Everywhere.
Yeah, I don't think he tried enough.
Well, I think also the eyebrows. You know, some people really do.
Yeah, oh, they do. They do. I'm not going to say, again, that is the one thing I cannot say against him. He is a drag.
Now, one rumor I've been hearing a lot, a conspiracy theory I've been hearing a lot, is that it's not him.
Sure. Nah, it's him.
That because they released different pictures of guys in different jackets. I'm pretty sure they just had the wrong guy in one of those pictures.
It's possible. You want another big old conspiracy theory from Henry Zabrowski? Is that they don't really want to talk about the way that they caught him, because if we really understood how far they could see us from space, we would not feel good.
Yeah,
I think that if we knew that if there was,
I mean, he was good for days.
I think that they just didn't. I don't think. Like, how do you put this? I think there's a kind of a period of time where like maybe he's going to turn himself in. You're talking to all these forensics experts. It seems to be a political hit. He might turn himself in. If we tell him we have all this information on him, he might show up. I think that it makes everybody look like they're feeling a part of the investigation, which I think helps the media and the police. I think that they maybe corroborated his location with a in-person sighting, but I do think that they don't want to broadcast the fact that they kind of maybe knew where he was really quickly because maybe they can see us. And they are. And that the surveillance technology is so good that they literally have to pretend that it's not very good.
So they let him get away with it for 3 days?
No. They just
followed him.
Well, they had to make sure it was him.
Yeah.
But I think that they had a much more detailed
You don't
idea.
think they were just picking up random dudes in the street that looked just like him and fucking taking their pants off and slapping their asses and putting their fingers in their butts?
What levels are we? So there's the beat cop, the guys you're going to go send out to do all that shit, right?
Yeah.
You
I
got
saw some cops when I was walking around New York. I was like, "You guys find him yet?" They were like, literally threw their hands up in the air, like they could give a fuck.
Yeah, of course not. What the fuck? They literally are. If you're a beat cop in New York, you got a lot going on. And just another dead guy. All right, where it's like, then you got the higher level. You got the homicide section, which is kind of doing a little broad, and then you have the FBI. And once the FBI gets involved, and then they got some kind of private contracting thing, or like somebody else they talk to, they call up somebody from the military. You don't know. You don't know what they have access to.
Do you think he did like everything he could to not get caught, or do you think he wanted to get caught?
I think
Altoona, that's definitely a place you go where you don't want to be found.
Yeah, absolutely. My full out of the ass opinion.
We're just throwing our thoughts into his brain. So
Yes.
It doesn't matter.
I think that he saw the thirst and he saw the attention and he lived. I think that he saw how much everybody wanted to fuck him.
Yeah.
And there's just so hard. It's as a 26-year-old.
But he's got a bad back. So you fucking with that back? You're right. I take it back.
I think that the human layer I'll put in is that I think that he legitimately saw how popular he was and he wanted the credit.
It's not far.
No.
He really didn't get that far. It's only like 4 hours away.
That's why I also just kind of wonder if there's something happening there. And then he had his ghost gun with him. He had 3D printed a gun.
I mean, that's a good thing that's going to happen about this. They're going to fucking definitely crack down on ghost guns now.
I mean, we'll see how difficult it is to get. They're
pretty much legal.
They're literally never going to crack down on a gun anywhere ever. They will never crack down on anything.
It wasn't until 2022 that they started like making the kits where you had to like fucking fill out what is it called? How do you when you buy a gun?
Oh, when you like register, when you get your like gun license.
Yeah. You before you could just buy one, but now you have to actually like apply for one.
Yes, but still, you can get all of the 3D printed gun parts online. Are extremely easy to get. We've seen there's now been several crimes, high-profile crimes that have used ghost guns. We know that you can also put them together using other pieces, using pieces from non-3D printed guns. But he kept the gun, which my mind says he was planning to do something else.
Should have just melted it.
I don't know why he kept the gun, but I do think that there's an issue here where he's a young man that saw the attention and he was excited about it and he didn't know what to do. He's not a professional assassin. He's just a young man that wanted to.
He seemed like it.
Well, he thought about it for a long time.
Yeah.
He thought about it for a long time, and he probably tried.
Calm as fuck.
He practiced probably the gun a couple times.
Yeah. But definitely social.
I think that you put him in the side stories LPOTL@gmail.com. Are you a sociopath? If you can feel those emotions, I don't know if you can. I think that sociopaths wouldn't feel the excitement.
I think I hate Brian Thompson as much as Luigi.
I will say, I don't know Brian Thompson, so I will not say I hate that man, right? I think that man thought that, as everyone does, they're the hero. Everyone's a hero of their own story. Yeah. So in his own mind, he's got his wife and his kids, and they go to fucking some private school, and everybody's got all and he's taking care of all of his bullshit, and he's a good guy. Maybe he'll give to Planned Parenthood every year, or maybe he goes and he'll buy like a wreath from a poor person every once in a while, and he says, "You see, honey, I did good. You see what I did?" Like, I'm certain that he's not, running over dogs and beating the help and stuff. I'm certain that if you met his maid, she'd be like, "He don't kill me."
Yeah.
But I think that if you, Brian Thompson, just, he was a part of an industry, he might as well have been in the weapons industry.
Yes, exactly.
And then I think that you just don't know what you're asking for with that. Because when you're a CEO, it all falls on you.
Yeah, you're the face.
You're the face.
And it was a big face.
Big head.
Huge head.
Yeah, he's really.
Dude had like a fucking 40-pound head.
But yeah, I'm not gonna malign the man. I'm not gonna malign the man because I don't know the man, but I do know that it does take a
but I
type.
fucking hate his ass because of his face and his job. I think anyone who's the CEO of a company like that can go fucking hell.
Well, you're definitely making money on the pain of millions of human beings.
I don't think he deserved to die, but but maybe take his pants down and spank him in front of a bunch of people.
I have been saying this for so long. I still feel like we could
Public
just
spankings.
If we could bring out all the CEOs and politicians, if we can make them dress up like jesters and make them do like once a month, where they all have to embarrass themselves and wallow around a bunch of
their
pig
tiny
shit.
little dickies and just to get slapped around.
They won't.
Bit.
I'll tell you, people in the United States of America will stop murdering you guys if you just let us do that once a month.
Yeah.
And we can all show up, and everyone can pay $1. I can pay $1, and I can go throw a water balloon filled with good food into the face of a senator.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Oh
Like,
my God.
God, how I would get so much out of that. But this is now. We'll see. I feel like, again, I don't know. I don't think anybody also really understands how bad the revolution will be for everybody in between. I think there's a lot of people online that are always like, "Oh my God, leftist revolution." And it's like, but I don't think you understand that. Like, after the first wave of the revolution, like that's when the mass executions happen. That's when all the kind of bad stuff happens. So I don't know if people are going to want a full-on big one. But it's just important for us all to remember the fight is not between us. It's between us and them. And they're going to do everything they can to make us fight each other. They're going to call us racist. They're going to call us stupid. They're going to do everything that they can to make sure that we're all fighting each other and not all fighting them.
Exactly.
Yep. And maybe a good example of that is what the fuck is going on with these drones.
Oh, good segue.
All right, so let's go look at this real quick. Now,
what do you mean real quick? This is the biggest alien news since I've been alive, and you're just gonna blow right past it?
Well, it's funny because now I'm almost at the it's past aliens point.
Okay, so you don't think it's aliens?
I don't know what the fuck it is.
Drones the size of Buicks.
I don't know what.
That's not something. Although it does sound like something a Jersey dude would make in his closet.
Oh yeah, look at that right there. It's called the Santa Maria. Yeah, nice, right there. We're gonna go up there. We're gonna
got a Godfather horn on it.
Yeah. But I have a couple interesting takes. I asked the audience last week when we were doing our episodes. Those of you that care, what the fuck is going on with these drones? Because New Jersey, now if you're looking at footage right now, we're looking from NBC4, the drone footage from New Jersey, I cannot state enough how many emails I've received with personal footage of the drones. I'm talking 25, at least, videos from New Jersey.
Just I have videos from their own phones.
Yes. Staten Island, I've got emails from. I've got emails from Ohio. I had emails from North Carolina, South Carolina, all showing the same, literal same exact, different styles of drones. Because the thing that is most curious about what's going on, for those of you who don't know, there has been these wave of drone sightings seen over New Jersey, over the U.S. airfield in UK, Blankenheath, and all over the eastern seaboard. And apparently some off the west coast as well, but I didn't see photos of those. The thing about these drones is that, yes, some of them do just look like drones. Drone-esque. Mm-hmm. The problem is that they're all different types. We've got orbs, circles, boomerangs. We've got things that look like mini planes, but the lights are wrong.
Yeah.
And the size is wrong. So they're super small mini planes.
But I thought they have the right lights as far as like left and right.
Well, they do, but then they'll have a bunch of weird middle lights, and then a bunch of different colored lights that they don't normally use. Things with blue lights, a lot of things simply just red lights. It's very, very strange. And while all of this is going on in right, we're running around. The city is insane. The city's on fire, right?
Yeah. Well, it's Christmas season.
It's also Christmas, so it's packed. And it was a very intense week, honestly. It was cool, but it was a very, very heavy week.
Yeah.
And everybody is just sort of not caring, right? So then they have a bunch of people. The government keeps saying, don't worry about these drones. They're not doing anything. They're just up there. But
I mean, I agree with that almost.
Sure. Yes. But the footage I'm looking at, and I'm talking helicopters are following them. F-16s are being scrambled.
Well, that's what Knapp always says. There's black helicopters whenever you see. Then he says the black helicopters might be UFOs.
This is how far it's going. This is another this senator, a guy, a New Jersey senator, John Bramnick. Again, a Republican. Republicans are the only time Republicans jump into anything that I care about, which is he's been saying that the public must receive an explanation regarding these multiple sightings. The Governor Phil Murphy went as far as to say that the drone sightings are under investigation. Mm-hmm. They all keep saying they don't know what it is. And if you look at the footage, they are physical.
Yes.
And I got some great opinions from the crowd. I get some great opinions from the show. So I want to go through some of these great little letters I got in response to why now.
Also, thank you everyone who wrote in. So many people wrote in. Keep them coming. Please send in the footage as you get it.
You know we fucking are horny for it.
Yeah.
The drone story is way more than the news is sharing. Last year, a large amount of drones were over Langley Air Force Base in Virginia. A mass of drones literally flew into the base, flew around, and then straight up vanished. The base tried to keep it hushed up and went as far as telling families in military housing to not discuss the issue. What was also hidden was the fact that the government acronym groups were brought into the base for an extended period of time. Since then, Langley has kept their lips sealed as far as any discussion with those below a certain rank. Lakenheath has been insane with discussion too. The base has a confessionals page on Facebook where everyone posts anonymously. One post was up about the drones in July, and since then, they've attempted to also quell the topic. OSI watches that page, so they are privy to the immense nonsense and OPSEC violations shared. They have weighed in on occasion, and people posting in the group have been questioned by OSI agents on several topics. I don't really recommend the group as a qualifying source beyond gossip, because it is one of those things. There's a lot of stuff going on. As there is a bizarre amount of panty sniffing confessions. You never know, right? Here we go. This is another one.
What is OSI?
Operation of Special Investigation. Okay. What's it? The Office of Special Investigations. Henry recently asked on Side Stories, attacking the drones, why the activity is happening now. My 2 cents is that this stuff happens more often than we think, but places tinfoil hat on head. The media wants to distract us from all the terrible stuff happening in the world right now. World War III, Israel, Palestine, Turks with Syria, and South Korea, Russia, and the like. None of it was on the news. We had South Korea also declare martial law for like 6 hours.
Yeah, and then
all this shit with Syria. None of it was on the news. Guess what they're all talking
Syria
about?
was all over the news.
But guess what it was covered with? All of the dumb shit that whatever fucking Fat Boy was saying.
Yeah.
New president was saying. And so Fat Boy was just talking, and all they do is run every single fucking syllable that he says because they couldn't possibly give a fucking shit about anyone else. Yeah, well, guess a lot of this shit sells. This is very interesting.
I think so, but I don't think many people care, man.
No, I guess not. By the way, I spoke to my friend's father-in-law drunk at his wedding. He revealed to me he's a retired aerospace engineer who worked on some top-secret projects for the United States military. He cannot go into detail about the stuff he did, but he did say it had to do with weapons. I asked him what he thinks about all the UAP events going on. I found his answer very compelling. He said he believes that whatever the famous Tic Tac videos were human-made, and they are essentially hyper-secret weapons, aircraft, that were basically unveiled to these pilots in particular to see how they would react in the moment, like a test. Not only to see how they would approach the aircraft and if they kept their cool in the air, but to see what happens when when they land? Will they follow protocol and keep it a secret, or would they be able to handle seeing something they had no answer for? These would be need-to-know answers not only for our men, but how adversaries would react as well. Once these encounters occur, the clock starts ticking. How long can the government keep secret? Again, probably a good thing for them to know. We'll find out. I am now of the mind that some of this stuff is man-made technology.
It has to be.
It has to be.
Some is too much.
But it makes sense for that Tic Tac video. Like, I will still believe the Tic Tac video is a UFO until I see other, like, information, right?
There's no reason not to believe it. It's not a UFO. Why would you think it wasn't a UFO?
I don't know. That's what they want me to think, right? That it is a UFO.
Yeah.
So I wonder, right? I said, I wonder, but that hyper secret technology was displayed out in the middle of the ocean, right? Like when the USS Indianapolis saw that, they were dead in the middle of the Pacific on a training run, like they were no near civilization. So there's a lot of people that I have heard, and I understand why you think that this could be secret technology that we're testing, but why the fuck would we be testing it in such a public aspect? We've never done this before. We've never done it like this across the eastern seaboard and then act like it's nothing. It's like, no, with Roswell, they gave us an excuse, right? With other things, they tell you what it is. Like they just said when we showed the pictures of what we shot over Alaska and Canada.
Yeah,
the other week.
They said that.
And they just said they acted like they didn't, like, at first they didn't know what it was, but they still don't know what it is. They just don't know what it was, and they shot it down anyway. And it looked like something they couldn't recognize, but they shot it down. So why aren't they shooting this stuff down?
Well, it's overpopulated areas.
But why then? So I just don't understand. But again, it's double sure to shoot it down. Then definitely shoot it down.
Well, because then it'll fall on the people. You can't shoot it down.
What if it's going to be dropping bombs on the people?
Well, then the bombs are still in the plane.
But you got to shoot the planes. You still got to shoot the planes.
And then it crashes and the bomb blows up.
I don't know. I'm just saying. I just don't really fully understand why they would test it out loud in front of that many human beings. It just doesn't seem to work like that. But this is
could be private.
We don't know. This last little opinion I think is fascinating. I'm an electrical engineer who was in college when drones were really taking off as a thing 10 years ago, so I've had a fascination with them ever since. My theory is that this is companies testing new ways to mass deploy offensive AI-powered drones, suicide drones. My rationale: the Russo-Ukrainian war has leapfrogged offensive drone technology and anti-drone defenses. Ukraine has begun using swarm of suicide drones to swarm targets. These drones cost $400 to $10,000 a piece if you bought them off Amazon, and they are destroying tanks that cost $1 million+, so it's an amazing trade-off.
Yeah.
But most commercial drones have a maximum range of 5 miles before any additional equipment is added. This makes it so these drone swarms are useless against Russian artillery, which is usually fired 50 miles from its target. Artillery has been the main thing Ukraine has had difficulty fighting against, since you need to either hit it with your own artillery or with airstrikes. Ukraine has needed to ration its artillery shells, firing 2,000 a day compared to Russia firing 10,000 a day, and airstrikes can easily be countered if you know where they will target. So you either need to get the drones to start closer to the artillery or have longer flight range. The two easiest way to do this would be to fly the drones closer to the target. Drones usually need to take off like a helicopter or to be thrown like a toy plane. So they could be test dropping them from planes that get them to take off, because you don't want to either have drone collisions that destroy half the swarm on launch. But again, this is happening in front of our cities, so I don't know if it works like that, but I like this concept of that's where maybe the private money is. It's like, can you show the U.S. military we can sneak up on you? Can you show the police and the FBI that the drones can just out of nowhere?
I mean, well, there's a very good chance, I feel like, that the drones are ours. That they are the military showing everyone else what we got.
But then, so Alex or coffee? Let's just say he's paranoid, right?
Yeah.
Love Spring Hill Jack coffee. There's a fucking reason why those beans are so fucking delicious.
Reptilian in the morning. He is awake.
My man his eyelids are peeled. You don't see like he sees.
Yeah.
We have been talking for days.
I think they're staple gun to the back of his head.
Whatever makes those beans good, I told him. You do whatever it takes. So You know, last week I was talking about, oh, it's aliens. People don't want to notice. I just think I think that there's something's going on.
Yeah.
And we don't quite know what it is. I'm going to go ahead, which is what I always say, because I am a clinical, full-on, I am utterly agnostic. So I believe it's all things. I believe that there's very possibly there's alien technology that looks like us. There's us that we've made stuff that look like alien technology and that we have figured out our own stuff that we want people to think is UFOs. Blah blah blah. Right? All this shit. Yeah. But this is so we were coming back from Philly, and he sent me this little story from Reddit 13 years ago. It's fast.
Okay, let's hear it.
For me. It was April 2nd, 2007, around 9:30 p.m. I was coming out of Orlando, Florida, 408 West at about exit 12. I saw a red light reflecting off the buildings and thought it was funny because of how high up it was. I thought maybe it was some emergency lights. I saw between the two buildings this red pulsating light that was enveloped in what looked to be a plasma-like shield. My best way of describing it would be a red blood cell, complete with plasma membrane. I had a funny thought pop in my head. So that's what you are. When I turned to its left and came up very quickly upon me in my minivan, which I was driving alone. It proceeded to come about 20 to 30 feet in front of me and slightly above the van windshield. It pulsated a deep red, and when the inner sphere would light up, the plasma, outer clearish sphere, would catch the light. The inner sphere reminded me of a front-loader washing machine. It was not a solid glowing red sphere, but instead it appeared to be a red light liquid was washing around. There was an inner yellow light liquid with some white in the very center. It was very bright inside, and this white light peeking through caused the red color to really light up, making it appear as if you were further away, that it was simply pulsating a red light. And as I'm watching this, I'm realizing the plasma around it is dematerializing. The center red pulsating ball of light started to spin from right to left and stretch, and it grew wings. Plane wings. It looked a lot like a drone plane, complete with a silvery finish and what looked like a cockpit. However, there was no tail end to speak of. The outer sphere was now completely gone, and it was facing me as I was driving at a constant speed of 75 miles per hour. I had cruise control on. Each wingtip, there was a light, one yellow and the other white, blinking on and off, back and forth. At the underbelly was the same red ball of liquid light, still blinking, but it seemed wobbly. The best way to describe it would be if you held a baton in the middle and made figure eights with your wrist. It would be that motion, which I'm literally looking at some of these drones. I remember looking back at one point to see if other cars were around me, because I noticed the cars all in front of me had pretty much well taken off. In my rear view mirror, I saw cars were also far behind me. I was alone. Not moments later, after looking, a police cruiser with lights flashing but no siren came from my left and almost sideswiped my van, come between myself and the craft, this drone plane lookalike. The craft was directly above the hood of the police cruiser. The craft responded to this by veering off to the right. I watched as it grew, for a better lack of term, a spotlight, and that I believe was behind the red light, and as it had flown up to this brick building, it shined a light on a window on it. I tried to watch as it flew away, and I kind of wanted to come back, but I lost sight of it. I'm just saying, when I saw that, now that's 13 years ago.
Yeah.
I'm looking at this mystery drone in Somerset, New Jersey that has the same fucking thing that guy just described.
Yes.
That is fascinating to me, because what if we're really fucked? We don't know jack dick about what's going on.
I think it just makes it seem like, to me, that it is the government.
Sure.
It is us, because why else would they be keeping it secret? Because I don't think that if everyone knew it was aliens, I don't think it would be the big to do like everyone thinks it is.
See,
because they told us there's aliens multiple times since COVID started, and no one gives a fuck.
I'm back and forth, only just because it's so hard to pin it down. I'm looking at this phenomena. They want it to be. It's happening in plain sight. They spent so long ridiculing anybody that believes in this storyline.
Yeah.
Now they're leaning in. I trust them less now that they say that there's aliens. You know what I mean? Like, I don't. No,
Yeah, no, it
I
makes
don't
it
need.
feel like
I've
they're
said
hiding their own shit.
True, but I don't need the government to fucking tell me it's okay for me to believe. Right? I don't need that shit.
Yeah.
All right, I tell myself that it's okay for me to be fucking high and weird. Right? But the thing that's weird is why are all the drones different? This is in Denver when that drone thing happened a couple years ago. All the drones are exactly the same. Why are all these drones different things? Why do they look like different shit? Why are they different sizes? Why are they doing different stuff? Why, like, I don't know what purpose it serves to dangle this in front of them. I don't know. I guess that's my... It's like, who benefits?
There's no one that.
There has to be. If it's done on purpose, if it's an action by a government, they believe...
Then it's to show other governments not to fuck with them.
Then why? They don't need to. We don't need to show them don't fuck with us. We could fucking blow up the world.
That's true. We are
Ameri-
powerful. Yes.
America doesn't. Guess what, Eddie? They shouldn't be fucking with us.
Yeah.
We could very much fuck all of them up.
Yeah. Not to mention our positioning.
Dude, we're so far from them.